Okay, let's talk about post-abortive care. This is my first video going out on this channel. I have talked about this on Eminem's Minimalist Story. That's my main channel where I am debating, fighting against abortion. This is more helping girls heal. I think you need both. I've been on the sidewalks where we have reached out to girls. We have tried to help people stop killing their babies. I had like diapers set up and basically supplies at the door of abortion clinics. Diapers, help. One place we had a pregnancy center right down the road, and we were, able to bring girls if they wanted right there for immediate care. So seeing both sides sometimes get divided is difficult, but it's both. Both are important, as well as the political realm of this, where we make laws to protect families. So, what I want to talk about today is for all those who have already had an abortion, there's nothing you can do about it. You're living with shame, you're living with guilt. I want to talk about grace, giving yourself some grace. A lot of times, we take on false guilt that are not it's not ours to take, and we take it on. I mean, I'm somebody who can feel bad even when I don't even do anything. I can feel guilty. So I do have a sensitive conscience, and what we want to do is make sure we do put that blame where it belongs, whether that is on us and we take responsibility, knowing that we fully knew what an abortion was and we chose, or whether we didn't know and we have to go through and figure out what exactly happened. I know a lot of people will be like, you know what, move forward, forget the past, don't think about it. But in order to get through the healing that needs to be done to move forward, a lot of times you do have to go backwards, and you do have to get in there. You have to figure out what happened, why it happened, what could have been done different. Abortion is a very complicated issue, not in the fact that it's justified, but the reasoning behind it. Why do we choose abortion? There are so many reasons to it, and none of them are justifiable. I know for me, thinking back, I think the adults in the situation were immature. I think the grounding wasn't there. If you're not, this is going to be a Christian perspective too. If you're not in the Word daily, okay, you're not going to grow, you're not going to be solid. And many people who have had abortions are not saved. They're not Christians. And, sinners are going to act like sinners. So we are sinners, and unless it's by God's grace that you have been saved, you're the same exact way. You would be the same way. So, this isn't judgment here as far as trying to understand, the reasons. A lot of families are worldly. They just see, that this doesn't make sense in a worldly context. Why would you bring a baby into the world if you feel like you can't afford what you already are dealing with? And that doesn't justify it either. Once you're given a baby, that's a life, and that's pretty serious. It's not to be taken lightly. Sometimes the communication isn't there, etc. But do know God is everywhere. How could he not be? I know he was with me. I knew there was some form of God. Kind of agnostic is what I was raised in. Also, having family who were also atheists, not knowing God, there's a difference there too. So I did know, in a sense, that God was with me. And I think it's just, even though I didn't know I was saved, I think I was. I don't know how old I was. I had a great aunt bring me to church. I asked Christ to come into my heart. Maybe I was 5 or 6. I didn't understand any of it. But it wasn't until after the abortion that I heard the gospel and really understood it and was saved. I think, I was more understanding of it at a deeper level and knew I was saved later. But I think God definitely, had his hand on me. I think I was saved as a kid but didn't know it. So, God was with me and he allowed abortion. And that's something that he gives us, people a choice. He gives them a choice. He could stop it, but he also is a God who does not force his way on us when we or someone in our family has chose something for us. He uses it all for our good. So I guess that's the first thing I'm going to say to women who are post-abortive. He uses it for our good. We don't understand everything sometimes in life, but it's not that it's right, but he will use it. And as I'm seeing in my life, I have talked about a forced abortion on my channel. I did not even know what an abortion was. I had an aunt who had one. I had heard when I got pregnant, I heard her talking about it. I didn't, it seemed like in the conversation in the background that it seemed normal. It was okay. I knew that it was something that I was asked, my mother had said, do you want me to help you raise the baby or what? This was after I already was shamed. I already was brought to my, sent to my room. I was shamed by both of my parents and there was no communication. I was in trouble and that's all I knew. I knew I did not want her help after what she just did to me. My whole identity changed. I was now like the bad guy for getting pregnant, although they knew with my first boyfriend that this is something that was happening. So it was okay to have sex, but not to be pregnant. So, from there, I was taken out of school. I didn't even know what an abortion was. And it was all uninformed. And, the doctors put something in me, sent me away. I was in a restaurant, couldn't even sit up, brought to a car to finish dilating. And then I was brought back. I had the machine to my left full of blood, and a nurse jump in to block my view and say it's going to be okay. Staring at a wall and just trying to get through that. No medication and walking partway home. Gym the next day, never to talk about it. So that was just swept under the rug until I had my firstborn son. He was kicking. I didn't show, and I was like, wait a minute, if I'm not showing now, what does that mean? Was that a baby then? Kind of putting 1 + 1 together, being an AB student, graduating early from high school, but not understanding basic reproductive stuff. And then going to a pregnancy center, hearing that God forgives as far as the east to the west, not being able to forgive myself because I do think we take the blame. We take it. And then me taking all the blame and wanting just to kill myself, but I couldn't because I was pregnant. And then getting saved, hearing the gospel, having my baby who I absolutely worshipped. And then moving forward with lots of parenting classes and healing from abortion with the post-traumatic stress, and then later coming out and talking about this on the sidewalks, State House, Planned Parenthood, everywhere, and now in Colorado, standing for life. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell. And you want to be able to get in there and deal with each and everything. So we will be doing that on this channel if you want to join me. I know it's close to 10 minutes and I've done some other videos today too. So I'm going to wrap this up and I will be getting into the details of the abortion and everything else.